Welcome back to Divine Scribe Talks. I'm Idris. I'm the guy who's making these videos because I forgot to buy Dogecoin a long time ago. You know, if I had any money, I would have put it into something, invested, made some money. But anyways, today we're going to do the Quran 1956 Syllogism. I had this speech written up, but then I forgot it. So I decided to start with this video and just let it play in the background. And then I researched all the analytics and I figured out the algorithm on YouTube. All you gotta do is play a bunch of dumb shit and it'll get views. For instance.
And this one is like, remember the old school one that was like 2D where you're like going down?
I remember Skater Guy too.
Skater Guy, yeah.
Pro Skater, Tony Hawk.
I played all the Tony Hawks. When it went 3D, that was a whole new level.
California game.
Then you could just like chain all these combos of like heel flips, the fucking nose grind, the fucking board slide, like all this different shit that you could do with Tony Hawk.
How dare they? No, I'm kidding. I don't know who that is.
Okay, so let's jump right into things. Hang on. Alright, looks like it's working. Alright, so I decided that I figured out the platform, and so what needs to happen is, in order for you to understand the leaps that I'm going to make in the future, I have to kind of lay things down in the framework. And so I came up with this episode, which is the Quran 1956 Syllogism. And so I figured first thing you do is talk about what a syllogism is. So Merriam-Webster's dictionary defines a syllogism as one, a deductive scheme or a formal argument consisting of a major and a minor premise and a conclusion. As in, every virtue is laudable, kindness is a virtue, therefore kindness is laudable. Then I just googled syllogism and it says it's a noun, an instance of a form of reasoning in which a conclusion is drawn, whether valid or not, from two given or assumed propositions, premises, each of which share a term with the conclusion, and ensures a common or middle term not present in the conclusion. E.g., all dogs are animal, all animals have 4 legs, therefore all dogs have 4 legs. I have a neighbor who's walking a dog, it's a pit bull, it's got 3 legs. But the whole point is, today we're going to be talking about the Quran, the Holy Quran, and this is a Quran that I received in my last stint in jail. There's a rough duffel of 7-Eleven over a coffee cup during COVID-19, and some woman twice my size tried to take my skateboard from me, and we're on the grounds, ruffle duffle, and then I go to jail for 4 months, right at 33 and 3rd page, civil rights complaint, and I'm out within like 7 days. And so I'm gonna show you the data of the amount of work that I put into it over just 4 months in order to get out. You'll see. Edit that or something. And so this is the Quran that I got from Josh Stanley. And so I call this the Quran 1956 Syllogism. And so mainly what happens is, in the Quran, chapter 19, 56, and mention Idris in the book, surely a truthful man, a prophet, and we raised him to an elevated state.
I took my baby to a doctor. She had a fever, 103 now. I said she had a breakdown.
That's awesome. That joint
Yeah, it took me forever to roll it.
And then it further goes on to say in the footnote for 57a, it says, Idris is the same as Enoch. That would be the first premise. Idris is the same as Enoch. The word Raph, which is used of Jesus, is also used of Enoch. So the first premise is Idris is the same as Enoch. The second premise is Jesus is also used of Enoch. So the word Raph, which is used of Jesus, is also used of Enoch. In other words, they're describing them the same. And the commentators therefore misinterpret the words as indicating that Enoch was taken up to heaven. But the same mistake is made in both cases. For Raph signifies raising to high dignity. See 355b. The mistake seems to have risen from what is said of Enoch in the Bible. Thus, in Genesis 5:24, and Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. The New Testament is plainer yet. By faith, Enoch was translated that he should not see death, and was not found, because God had translated him. So, it further states, only once again is he mentioned in the Holy Quran, vis-a-vis in 2185. Essentially, I call it the Quran 1956 syllogism because you have Idris is equal to Enoch, and then the same affirmative action that is given to Jesus is also given to Enoch, right? And then at the end, you have this premise where it seems that Idris and Enoch and Jesus are all the same and one. They're all the same being, but by different names. Scribe, carpenter, scribe. So if you research Jesus ben Sirah, then you research the book of Enoch. Then you research Enoch, Idris in the Quran. And you have the same baselines. You have the same King of Kings, Lord of Lords, the Beatitudes. They all equal across the board because one researched the other, and then they just carried it on to different religions. They were translated. So what I figured out is the platform of these series is going to be the merge between religion and science, because on one hand you have my mother who's a nurse, but we have a 33rd degree Mason and a Baptist preacher on my mother's side of the bloodline. And then on my father's side, Aunt Helen says we have Mason there too. And my mom is real religious. She used to grow up reading the Bible. I mean, she used to have this old, Christian group. They used to call each other, before, my mom passed away. And my dad's always been more of the scientist. And so here we're going to find where these two merge. And so I think that's what I've been spending all this time working on. And so I'm going to try to translate this information to you. Thank you for coming for today's Divine Scribe Talks. Like, subscribe, share, leave some comments. Tell me what you think.